Hey, I'm Joanne. Welcome to my channel. This is the place for parents and kids who want to worry less and grow more. Now, I'm a writer, I'm a teacher, I'm a mom, and I am here to make kid life just a little bit easier for you. Let's talk about something called grit. Now, have you heard of it? We talk about people having grit when they're able to persevere or keep at it in really hard situations. So you know J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter? She wasn't born with all the Harry Potter books waiting in her mind, all ready to be written out. Nope. When she wrote Harry Potter, she was completely out of money. And then when she tried to sell her book, 12 publishers rejected her. Now imagine if she had given up after that first rejection. No Harry Potter, but she kept going. That's grit. Walt Disney. Yep, you know him, the one who created Mickey Mouse and Disneyland. Now, when he first started out, he wanted to be an artist, and no one wanted to hire him. And yet, he kept going. If he gave up, there would be no Disneyland or Walt Disney World today, or Mickey Mouse for that matter. Now, the ability to keep working hard, especially when you're failing and success isn't guaranteed, that's grit. Grit is necessary to be successful in just about anything. It's what makes you not quit when something gets hard. And when you don't know how to figure out a math problem and you want to break your pencil in half or just give up, I have been there. Or when you can't land a move in dance and you've been practicing all the time. Or when you lose every chess game you play. Grit is what keeps you going. Now, you might have grit in some areas, like video games or making a craft, but not in others, say homework. And that's normal. It's completely normal. But here's how you can develop it. You ready for it? First, number one, don't trust yourself. Trust a timer. Now, here's the thing. I mentioned I'm a writer, but every day I am still scared to write. True story. I like it when I'm doing it, but before I start tapping on the keyboard, this almost overwhelming fear comes over me where I think, oh my gosh, what if all my ideas are horrible? Or what if I write something and it's so boring that no one wants to read it? Or what if people think I'm stupid for what I wrote? That happens so much. But just because it happens once or twice, it doesn't mean that's my story. That is my fear talking. It is unreliable of what I am capable of. So I don't trust my fear. I trust my timer. Each time I sit down to write, I set my timer for 20 minutes on my cell phone and I make a deal with myself. Like, this is how I get to write. I say I don't have to write anything spectacular. It can be horrible. All I have to do is keep writing for 20 minutes. And you know what happens? Usually something good comes out, or at least a nugget of something good that I could then work on and improve. Now you can use this trick too when you're doing homework, practicing the piano, trying to get your back walkover, or memorizing lines for a play. It works really, really well. You don't have to be spectacular. You just need to spend the time practicing it. Now, number two, know when you need a break and take it. Now, have you ever been working at something and you keep making a mistake, and it's not just one mistake, but mistake after mistake after mistake, and you keep getting madder and madder? Yeah, I just had one happen the other day. I set my timer and I still had no idea what to write about. I was basically sitting there and staring at my computer. I'd write a sentence and I'd erase it, and then I'd write another sentence and I'd erase it. I was just thinking that everything I wrote was garbage. Now, I know at that point I needed a break. So I put a leash on my dog Addie and walked around the block. And during that time, I figured out my problem and came home knowing exactly what to write. Breaks are magic in that way. They take your frustrated brain and they give it a rest. So next time you get frustrated, take a break. But make sure your break is something where your mind can think freely, like a walk or dancing around or even being outside. Being outside is actually the best place to take breaks. If you take your break with screen time, your mind will be so distracted that it won't have the space to figure out the answer to whatever problem you're having. Screen time isn't bad, it's just not going to help you figure out the problem. Using a timer combined with breaks is a surefire way to increase your level of grit. So, hey, if you like this, can you leave me a comment below telling me what you learned and then click the thumbs up? Plus, if you want to go more into depth on grit, be sure to check out my course for kids called Homework 911, which will help you develop grit when it comes to schoolwork, and Emotions 911, which helps you master your mood and keep going when things are hard. And with that, I'll see you in the comments.